and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet, onto the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, be warned, we can go off the rails pretty fast around here. So, if you want to help keep the conversation rolling in some sort of direction, feel free to type it into the chat if you're attending live. And if you're not able to attend live, you can always ask your questions, send your questions as an email to Kris@wavethebrush.com. It is in the description below. If you have pictures, which I fully encourage, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send them off as links to other sites because it's annoying and, it's just annoying. And, of course, wavethebrush.com also is in the description below. Central hub of all the cinemas has links for all the social medias, Twitter, Instagrams, all that stuff, as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. A lot of fun. If you want to ask your questions in there, the monkeys are more than willing to help. And in fact, so many of the monkeys offer such great suggestions and ideas that a lot of them have been tuning into me and, they know pretty much my usual response to a lot of things. So feel free to ask questions in the Discord as well. I'm in the Discord I don't know how many times a day. I'm constantly in Discord just checking and just because I'm making sure none of the monkeys are running amok in there as well. But, WaveTheBrush.com also has links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Support the cause. Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Wave the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine because, it's fun. Monkey Shrine is also on WaveTheBrush.com. You'll see it up in the top there, Monkey Shrine. Also, a link for Patreon you'll find on WaveTheBrush.com. Patreon support. Huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without your support, I wouldn't bother doing this and, help keep this going. And because I'm independent these days, it's pretty much, source income. So, huge thank you. And if you're considering Patreon support, I have many tiers to support at from, just $1 to more than $1, but some of the other higher ups, you get more perks. Early access to videos, the fresh tips, you get early access to those. I think I'm about 2 weeks ahead right now, so everybody's been enjoying the information 2 weeks ahead of time, which, if you want to impress your friends and, hey, I got the inside track on something. Patreon's where it's going to be at. Because who's not all about impressing their friends, right? So... So a huge thank you to all my patrons. And if you're not able to support monetarily, thumbing up the video, commenting, subscribing, liking, following, all that stuff helps as well. And all it takes is a couple clicks of the buttons. Sharing the video. Sharing the video is also another big one. So all those things help as well. And all it takes just a couple clicks. Another huge thank you is to Carl, a.k.a. Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. If you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl, Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. Always say thank you to Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segment of the show. So always a huge thank you. And I suppose I should throw this into my regular intro spiel as well. A big thank you to my brother, Evan, for creating the Wave the Brush intro music that plays during the intro. Where else would that play? I don't know, but okay, so is that it for usual spiel, right? That's it for the usual spiel. Okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna let you guys take over. I'll just read comments below here, right there. So, Ebb and Flow, what's up, everybody? Ghost of Starman Deluxe, hey, Kris and Monkeys. Grim over on Twitch, howdy, y'all. Catfish, Shotgun Beers. Peep Eater, runs amok in Discord. You better not be running amok in Discord, are you? You better not be. I'm looking at the Discord right now, and you guys are being okay. At least I'm only looking at the general channel, so I don't know. There's all sorts of weird channels we have on the Discord. We have one just for, posting crazy crap. We got another one posting other crazy crap. We even have a padded cell for the GIM. And if anybody needs to confer with the GIM about whatever, if they just want to get their Eldar hate on, basically is it, right? If they just want to get a good old fashioned Eldar hate going, that's the channel to do it. George Hintz over on Twitch. Hi George. Legion. Hey Kris, could you name your favorite Warhammer models? Oof. That's a long list. Man, I don't. Oh, geez. Favorite? I don't know if I have favorites. God dang, man, that's a tough one. So there's so many great models. I mean, name a favorite. I don't know if I can name a favorite. Models, plural? I don't know if I could do that either. Man, you caught me off guard with that one. I'm looking around right now on my desk and like what's kind of immediately around. I mean, okay, first and foremost, the redo of the Noise Marine, like the classic Noise Marine from way back in the day. That's one of my favorites. I have yet to finish him. The new Corpse Grinder dudes, I like those. With the inclusion of like the Corpse Grinders for Necromunda, I would like to see, proper Gene Stealer Underhive cultists in Necromunda. Necromunda is going to be a really busy hive with all these different factions going on and craziness and things like that. But man, some of my favorite models would be like the Forge-Rolled Avatar. I like the one with the spear. I just like that guy. I have that one. The Wraith Knight. The Wraith Knight's a really great kit. And Wraith Lord is a really great kit too. I still have 2 more to put together. And I want to repose them. So I want to do some fun poses with them. I'm trying to think here. Man. I'm trying to think of like all the different factions, like Space Marines. I'm trying to think. Primaris, the Primaris Marines. I really like Primaris because they're just bigger duders and they just look really cool. I mean, one of my favorites, I suppose, would be Pedro Cantor for Space Marines. I would love to see him get the Primaris treatment. Just keep him pretty much the same what he was, but just make him Primaris. Just make him bigger and more imposing, or give him Gravis armor or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Let me see. Chaos, Abaddon. The redo of Abaddon is fantastic. The old one was great, and it held up for a very long time. But the new one is just awesome. He's just huge. You can do different faces on him. You can do him with his cloak on or off. He's not married to his base, so you can put him on a different base if you want. Abaddon's just a really great model for Chaos. I'm trying to think what else is there for Chaos. Like the new way they do the Marines now, I really like the way the Chaos Marines look. How they're a bit kind of almost a throwback to the back in the day, kind of where they have like the armor melding with different things and stuff like that. I like that. Tyranids, I'm trying to think of anything fun in Tyranids. Zoanthropes, I always like the Zoanthropes. They're just cool looking little models. Just freaky deaky, Orcs, Shock Attack Gun. The new Shock Attack Gun's fun. Because I'm still working on one Shock Attack Gun. And I just love he's got the little hose and he's sucking up the little snotling. That's just too funny. And that's everything awesome about orcs for my thinking. I mean, I used to play with orcs in Rogue Trader, and there was always this element of humor to them, and I always enjoyed that. And I mean, they're still killy and all, and they're brutal, and you know what I mean, but they're more hooligan, right? And so yeah, I've always enjoyed that aspect of them. It's just too much fun. Trying to think what other faction. Tau Commander Battlesuit, the newer Commander, where he's a bit bigger and he actually has a bit more posability to him. I like that model. That's really cool. What do we got here? Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard's kind of standard. I'm trying to think what else is kind of cool in Imperial Guard. the inclusions of Bane Blades. Bane Blades, tanks. I mean, if you're a big treadhead, right, Imperial Guard's going to be your faction. Sister Battles are cool. Celestine is pretty darn cool. I don't know. That's about all I got for sisters. Come on, I'm forgetting a faction here. Oh, Necrons. Necrons, Killy robots. Nothing really interesting. Well, I guess the Tesseract, the one that opens up with the Satan inside. That's cool. That's different. You're not going to have a whole bunch of those in your army, of course, but I mean, you could, but yeah. I'm sure I'm forgetting other models too, but yeah. Age of Sigmar, lots of Age of Sigmar. A lot of the Deepkin stuff. I love the Deepkin stuff. Excited for new High Elves, or whatever they're going to be called now. Yeah. Oh, Admech. Yeah, Grim. I forgot about Admech. I like the robots. They remind me of Buddy from Black Hole, the robot he had, his bodyguard Maximilian. Yeah, I like those big robots. I can't remember what the hell those robots are called, but robots, not robots, robots. Aaron Seach, howdy Kris and monkeys, happy Saturday. Old man Logan, hey Kris, hello monkeys. Sir Peanut Butter, morning Kris and peeps, morning. Ghost Starman Deluxe, Sassy Nurgling is the best mini. Phobos Librarian is good too. The Sassy Nurgling, yes, the Sassy Nurgling. How could we forget about the Sassy Nurgling? Any Nurgling, is a win for me. Catfish, episode 279. Painting him with his cloak on or off. Peep Eater, Krieg is what you're trying to think of with Guard. Yeah, with Guard, I always like the Mordian. I like the whole the Prussian vibe for them, and very orderly looking. Cadians are always kind of cool, I suppose. Mordian were my favorite for Imperial Guard. Vostroyans, take them or leave them. Valhalla, it was fun. You always end up wanting to do them kind of in a Soviet World War II type of color schemes and stuff like that, right? Which is fine. Talaran's kind of fun too, if you're going obviously for desert themes and stuff like that. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense with doing them camouflage or anything like that, right? So you're always limited to doing them kind of deserty kind of color schemes, right? Whereas Mordian can go any direction with their color scheme, just as long as as it's clean and what I mean, and they look dress fit and everything like that. Death Corp of Krieg, they're pretty darn cool. And Steel Legion look cool too. I mean, but Mordian was my favorite in Imperial Guard, other than Tanith. I'd love to do a Tanith force. I say that I'll never get around to it, but I say it. Aaron Seach, orcs are the comic relief of 40k, something they may do or have always makes someone chuckle. Yeah, and the shock attack gun, from that embodies orkiness, right? Just endangering others, using some contraption that does not make sense, right? Ebb and Flow, IG is meh, but Death Corps are magnificent. Magnificent. Grim Castellan, aka the Dakabot. Yeah, I like those robots. And the gun arms, they always remind me of Ed 209. They look like Ed 209 arms. So, And in fact, the AdMech really should have an Ed 209 robot. Two-legged, stompy, big gun arm, no face. Just, something like that. That'd be cool. Something that almost looked like a mini Warhound, like a small version of a Warhound. Something that just looked imposing, Nathaniel, greetings, Kris and fellow monkeys, greetings. Catfish, now the Bone Reaper models are my favorite. They look amazing. I like the Bone Reapers. I'm not huge onto the when they were Tomb Kings. They were pretty cool. Obviously borrowing very heavily from an Egyptian vibe and the whole mummy aspect of it all. Sure, it's very cool, and Bone Reapers kind of keep that kind of rolling. you know, I mean, they look cool. The catapult is really cool. I like the catapult. It's a fun looking model. But otherwise, and the big Batwing guys with the axes, the big scary looking dudes. I like those guys. Those guys are kind of cool. And Nagash. Nagash is really cool. He's a very cool model. I just like he's a great big dude and he's floating. That's craziness, right? That's awesome. But as far as like Age of Sigmar stuff, I mean, Stormcast Eternals, like a lot of their stuff, you know, they're all just super heroic looking dudes, and you know, they just look really cool. Who else is there? Dwarves. That's cool. Dwarves riding dragons. Come on, you know. Orcs. I like the orcs and the armor and everything like that. I always thought like that would look really cool if they imported that look into 40K. You know, the ones with the like just that armor on them. That'd be really cool. Rather than in 40K, you know how their armor kind of looks like the orcs looks like, you know, kind of riveted together, whereas in Age of Sigmar their armor looks more like beaten metal, you know, and it's shaped to the orc, like there's actual some sort of craftsmanship at hand, you know. I don't know what this is. This is some sort of craftsmanship apparently, but yeah. What else is in there? Age of Sigmar? Oh, Sylvaneth. Yeah, Sylvaneth are all right. I like the one character that it's a dryad, but it's got the honeycomb and the beehives running in it. I like that. Oh, the Amble model. The Amble model. I like that one. For what is it? The board game there. Black Fortress? Dark Fortress? Something like that, right? And then for Necromunda, the robot versions of them. I want to get the robot versions. I'm actually probably going to put in an order for Forge World, and I'll probably pick it up at Adepticon. I think is what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to pick a bunch of Necromunda characters and stuff. I'm thinking. Not too hard, but I'm thinking. Legion. I really hope they remake the Imperial Guard regiments in plastic. That would be really, really cool. That would be really, really cool if they did that. Just one box, you know, new box Acadians, new sculpts, right? Maybe updates, maybe more gear and stuff like that for them, right? And then if they released like a general heavy weapons sprue, so you can just buy a sprue, kind of like an upgrade sprue, right? So you can just upgrade with all the heavy weapons. But the squad boxes would come with, say, like, I don't know, what, 12, 13 models, with a few of them being the guys who could hold heavy weapons. And so you have, like, you know, your Cadians, you have your Mordians, you know what I mean? And then even make up a new one for some plastics, right? I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if they did, like, you know, the Tanith. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have done Tanith already, because there's so many books of Gaunt's Ghosts that I don't know why that isn't already a thing from Games Workshop, you know? But what do I know? Aaron Seach, Bandai is listening. Ed 209 Kit, make it happen. You have 13 seconds to comply. Scott, morning, Kris. You might get a quadruple pole driver. Whoa, what? A quadruple pole driver on the same email I just sent. My server is spitting out error messages. The struggle is real. Am I getting a bunch of emails? Not there. Nope, not there. I haven't gotten them on my Way of the Brush email yet. And I only have one email from Legion. And I'm excited to get to this because this looks like some really fantastic work. So I'm looking forward to reading Legion's email. It's nice. It's nice. It's really nice. I don't want to build it up, but it's nice. Grim, Blackstone Fortress. The only reason I recall that is because Blackstone is an anti-warp material, I think. Well, back, like, they introduced the Blackstone Fortresses back in Battlefleet Gothic. That's when they introduced them. The Imperium would use deactivated Blackstone Fortresses as, obviously, fortresses and not activate them, whereas the Chaos faction figured out how to activate the Blackstone Fortress, and Abaddon was using them and stealing them and using them in his crusade. They're described as ultimate power in the universe, yet, you know, he had to steal a bunch of these, and he still lost. I don't know how that happens, but, you know, what the hell? Go away. Yeah, so that's where they introduced Blackstone Fortress. And initially, with the Blackstone Fortress, they hinted that they could be engines of Vol, where they could be Eldar origin, or they could be Necron. And if they're from the time of the war in heaven, the two could be, they could be Eldar related, they could be Necron related. They look more like a Necron thing, but who knows, right? Because I think what the thing is about the Blackstone fortresses is that they're powered by the warp. And that's an Eldar thing, especially, Old Ones thing, right? If you're going by lore. Or at least in the old lore. I don't know if it's something they've retconned since then, but yeah. Anyway. Ghost Starman Deluxe. For Age of Sigmar, the Leviathan is pretty kick-ass. Yeah, I have one. I have yet to assemble it. I had ideas for it, and yeah. I initially was going to do it for painting last year, but I just, too many things, and, too many things on the plate. And, after doing, it's like some videos, doing painting tutorials and stuff like that, I often don't feel like painting, so I often don't get to some of my projects. Just the way she goes. Pete Beater, Blackstone can be fashioned to either enhance or dampen the warp. Right, but like the Necrons in the lore, the Necrons didn't need warp technology. They don't have it because they have faster than light drives. They don't. They're at least in the old way of how they describe the Necrons, is their technology was superior because they were competing with the old ones. Right, the war in heaven was the war between Necrons and the old ones. The old ones couldn't keep up with the Necrons, and so made the other races to fight the war for them. The Eldar, the Krork, and the Jokero or Jakaro. And that's who their soldiers were. The Eldar being able to tap into the warp and use that psychic energy. That's why all the Eldar are psychics. Krork, I don't know. I kind of always thought Krork were kind of like an orc offshoot, or the precursor to orcs, but yeah. And the Necrons, they didn't need warp technology. So if they made Blackstone fortresses and they're powered by the warp, then is it really Necron technology, or was it something they were using to utilize against the elves and stuff like that? Because the elves, it's described the elves are what turned the tide for the war in heaven, because they were just getting their ass beat from these psychic weapons, so I don't know. Scott, pile driver. Ghost Starman Deluxe. I think the best way for them to do other regiments is generic squads, command squad, vehicle accessory boxes that include tank commanders, sentinel pilots, etc., and special characters in each one. You mean just one big box that just has all that stuff, and you can just parse it out through your other kits? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think just kind of like classic battle box, right? And it has, you can do a squad of 10. You could do heavy weapon teams inside them, and yeah, even have your tank commanders. Just a bit for tank commanders, or just kind of a torso, or whatever, right? Yeah. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't do that anyway with any of the other kits, but, it's more work. It'd be nice if, they had these pre-described pieces so that you can just kind of slot them in as you're building your army. I agree. Voice of the Emperor. Hey, Kris. How's things? Things are okay. It's been a while since I've been able to tune in. I haven't picked up a brush in about 6 months. Combination of things. Have you ever had hobby block, and how do you beat it? Okay. I've had hobby block, burnout, it's the same as any, writer's block, artist block, stuff like that. And often that stems from feeling probably a little overwhelmed with other things in life that were going on in your life, right? And for me personally, when I need to overcome these kind of things, like when I sit down at my workstation and I want to get some stuff done, but I just kind of and then I get up and walk away, that's a sign that other things have to be taken care of. So if you have other things, family, work, school, just other things that are on your list to get done, go get those things done. Okay? because the sense of accomplishment from fulfilling those things will reinvigorate your spirit as far as getting your own personal project, because then you can sit down and enjoy your hobby with a clear head, right? And so, yeah, if you've got other things going on, if you've got school going on, then concentrate on school. If you got, family, spouse, kids, concentrate on that. Work, you're behind on deadlines, what have you, go take care of that. Other things, I have no idea other things, but you know what I mean? Like if there's other things weighing on your brain, that's usually it. The next big thing I would say, now if you've taken care of most of that and you sit down in your hobby area and you're like, oh, I've got all this stuff in front of me. Okay, here's the next part. If you have a whole bunch of projects in front of you, say you got 500 Space Marines to do, right? Take them out of sight. Okay, put them back in boxes, just get them out of your sight. Clean your workstation. Have your materials in front of you that you obviously need to do your hobby with. Paints, brushes, tools, right? Have that in front of you. Grab a unit of Space Marines, 5, 2, 10, whatever amount you are comfortable with painting. Grab that, put it in front of you. Start going through. If you can only do 2 Space Marines at a time, do 2 Space Marines at a time. If you can do 5 or 10, all the better. You're going to get through your army a lot faster. And once you get, say, those few done, you go, wow, got them done. Put them aside, or put them up on your shelf, or put them in your display cabinet, whatever it is, or put them in your, your travel case, whatever. Put them away. Do a squad, then do, a character or a vehicle. Okay, boom. Do that. Complete it. Bang. Put it away. Grab the next one, right? And just do it that fashion. And I find that, that is usually what helps, when you kind of feel the weight of other things going on, and you can't concentrate on stuff. But again, if you have other things to take care of and you got other plans and stuff like that, then yeah, go take care of those. Get those things, get those monkeys off your back, and that way you can sit down and you can concentrate on your hobby and enjoy it. So hopefully, Voice of the Emperor, that kind of helps. And do you beat it? I don't know if you beat it, as opposed to just kind of quell it. You subside it. You subdue it. I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but you silence it. And it's like hunger. It's always kind of there, but when you're really hungry, and and it's like, oh, it's all you hear, right? And then, okay, well, you got to take care of that, and all of a sudden it goes away. Oh, okay, now I can do stuff, right? It's kind of like that kind of thing, right? So if you want to sit down and you can't get the headspace going that, you can work on your models and stuff like that, then go take care of those other things that are going on that you have to take care of. Because that's your brain telling you, no, you don't have time for this. You got to go take care of this. Go take care of those things. And that's about it. That's really it. It's just having the right headspace. Zao Knight. Hey Kris, been a while since I caught a live stream as opposed to watching after. Love your videos, dude. Greetings from Wakefield, UK. Well, greetings. Well, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, awesome. Johnny Chop Shop. Kris, I usually airbrush or rattle can primer. I have a couple of pieces I wanted to hand brush primer on. Do you have any suggestions? Thanks. Like for hand brushing primer on? Use an older brush. You can use a brush. Like I wouldn't use anything like, say, a standard brush, like for doing your base coats and stuff like that. I wouldn't use anything like that. I wouldn't use any good brush that comes to a nice fine point. I wouldn't use any of those brushes. Like a beater brush, right? Depending on what primer you're using, most of the time the primers I've ever used is like Citadel's brush on primer. I've used Stano-Res primer. I've just poured it onto my palette, grab it, and then very gently I just work it around the surface. So I just grab a little bit, just like less than a quarter of the way up the bristles, just grab a little bit, and then I just gently work it into the surface. If I still see lots of material left, I'm not too concerned, because when I look at it in the light, if I see that surface still has that layer of primer on it, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I always prefer to mostly under prime as opposed to over prime, because over priming, it'll create texture on the surface, it'll obscure details, whereas under priming, you just have to put down more layers to get a smooth base coat, like just to obscure any of the under material showing through. But otherwise, oh right, Vallejo. I've used Vallejo's brush on primer as well. Actually, way back in the day, that's all I used to use was Vallejo's, because they were the only ones who had a brush on primer that I had access to it, because Citadel didn't really have one. It's not until they started getting into the technical stuff that they came out with the brush on primer. But yeah, I used to use the Vallejo brush on primer all the time. Just came in the regular bottle. It was just white. Oh no, Citadel did have a white primer, didn't they? I'm trying to think now. Anyway, it was a white prime. And then Citadel went to a black. The brush on primer is black. I don't know why they did that. Like, why just black and not white as well? I don't know. But either way, that's it. Yeah, and I would just use, like a beater brush, something, with some good bristles, and I usually just kind of lightly stipple it in, just to work into all the little nooks and crannies and everything like that. Make sure there's no chunks in it, because then you don't want any of those chunks transferring and anything like that. You don't have to lay the primer on too heavily. I mean, you can if you want, but it's not necessary. But yeah. Fire Drake 18. Sup, people? Sup, Fire Drake? Big thank you, Fire Drake. Fire Drake sent me. We talked about it in a few episodes in the past about drinking tea, and yeah, Fire Drake sent me. What is it? A shitaba tea. A shitaba tea. Anyway, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but hey, name butcher. And I tried it. I tried it that first day you sent it to me. I tried it actually in the evening, and I felt a bit of acid reflux from it, because I had it it was damn near 8 o'clock. I think I had that. And so I was reading, why was I getting reflux? And all of a sudden I read that because it ups the metabolism. So it was probably upping my stomach acids, and that's why I was getting it. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. So now I take it earlier in the day so that it runs through my system through the day. And I had read one person say only take 1/3 of a teaspoon. I've been taking the directions on the container say 1/2 teaspoon. So I've just been doing a 1/2 teaspoon, and yeah, I like it. It's nice. It's got a real nice flavor. It's pretty mild. I just take it from the spoon, throw it into the boiled water, give it a quick little stir, and drink it. Yeah, it's good. Thank you, much appreciated. And I'll let you know if it helps. Because I know I was reading that it actually helps with blood sugars and things like that. And so, yeah, it's good at preventing diabetes. I said, well, what if you already got diabetes? I mean, great. It'll help prevent diabetes, but what if you've already got diabetes? So anywho, yeah, so big thank you to Fire Drake 18. Voice of the Emperor. Thanks, Kris. I just secured a mortgage and bought a house. It was quite stressful. It's sorted now, so hopefully I'll be able to clear my head and get back to painting. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, buying a house, huge amount of stress there, right? Getting things, repairs, remodels, stuff like that. Yeah, you got to take care of that. You got to make sure that, your house is good. Your house is in order before, you can sit down and enjoy some you time, right? Because when we sit down and do some painting, that's personal time, right? That's Willie's time. And, you need a clear head for that, because if you've got other things just bubbling away back of your brain, you can't concentrate, and you're going to get frustrated, and you're most likely just, you'll start associating the hobby with that negativity, right? You'll start to adopt a negative mindset, and you'll start to think of this hobby in a negative mindset. Oh, I've got to get my army done. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, you know what I mean? And that's not the source of the negative. And the source of negativity is that you can't concentrate when it's time to concentrate on this, because you have other things to deal with. So go deal with those things. But anyway, that's about the only thing I've ever found that works for me personally. Now, it might be different for you. I found that, when I can't concentrate on stuff, it's because there's other things bubbling away on the brain, and you got to go take care of those. You got to go deal with them. But buying a house, that can be stressful. In a good way, I suppose. But starting a family. You'll find you'll have very little time at that point, There's so many people, in this hobby, and then start a family. And then, oh my God, when I started a family, my hobby took a back burner for a long time. About a year or two. Just the way she goes. It's a hobby. It's not like something you have to do every day. It's just when you got free time, right? That's what hobbies are. It's your free time. If you don't got free time, you don't got free time. Busy guy or girl, whatever, right? So life is life. Always deal with life. Time is not of importance. Only life is important. What's that from? You tell me right now. Whoever shouts that answer back at me first gets a cookie. Time is of no importance. Only life is important. Nathaniel, a shit of tea? I don't think that's my kind of tea. But a shit of tea, yeah. A shitaba. A shitaba? Yeah, a shitaba. It's good stuff. I've been since I arrived, which was just a few days ago. I sent you that email, Fire Drake, and I've been taking it every day. It says it's good for increasing your metabolism, which I think is what I was getting, that acid reflux. There we go. Peep Eater. Good job. You win a cookie. I'll send you a cookie. The Snow Yak Island Painter. The Matthew McConaughey movie? And Star Trek Generations? No. Peep Eater got it. Peep Eater was right. Peep Eater got it. And if you've not seen that movie that Peep Eater mentions, I'm afraid we can't be friends. Johnny's Chop Shop, Away with the Brush, episode 279. Get your house in order. You get that. That's very true. That's just good advice. Harry. Hey, monkeys. I'm going through Hobby Block. Going to try your suggestion, Kris. Going to clean the house and organize. Plus, I'm stressing about soon rotator cuff surgery come up very soon. Yeah, see, again, now, mind you, though, stressing out about an ailment, a physical ailment or whatever, and you got a doctor's appointment coming up, and it's, now, mind you, sitting down and, might help. But, hobby time doesn't have to be just painting. It could also be playing. It could also be reading, right? Maybe, have you ever read the Horse Heresy books? Maybe start reading the Horse Heresy books. You know what I mean? Start a book. Especially if you can't sit down and paint, and you want to paint, but you just can't do it because, ailments. Get your hobby in by, reading, watching videos. I don't really encourage too much watching videos. Even me, I don't encourage listening to me too often because you'll end up with a skewed perspective of things. And so I really, take what I say with a grain of salt, really. And, but just let your imagination run, because that's when you're painting, that's what you're doing. You're just letting your imagination run, especially when you just start playing with the paints and you start experimenting with technique and just letting paint flow on a surface, and you're just playing, and because you're letting your imagination just run, right? And so when you read, right, you're envisioning all what they're describing and everything. Well, a good book anyway, you can immediately see what's happening. Dan Abnett is one of my favorite. He has a really great style for creating the visuals and setting the mood, and you know what I mean, and just taking you out into a whole other world. And I really enjoy Dan Abnett's writing. He's really great. But there's other ways to enjoy your hobby. Reziel, hello there. Hello. Johnny Chop Shop, Star Trek Generations? No. Reziel, oh man, I got a full-time job, wife, 3 kids, plenty of responsibility, and even people asking me to do commission work for them. Time for my own projects and playing is dear. Yeah, then don't take the commissions. Don't do them. Or unless they're offering you more money, in which case, do them. Make sure that it's worth your time to do. Because if it's not worth your time, and it's like, you said you do a squad of Space Marines for $20, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your time. Not worth your energy, right? Just don't do it. I wouldn't do it. Voice of the Emperor. Multipass? Multipass? Yeah. I actually just watched that just like last week. I watched that one again. I seen it was on, I think it was on Netflix. It's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, one of the two. And yeah, I was yeah, okay, I'll watch it. Turn it on, start watching it. Nathaniel, I thought it was from Seneca. You know what? As far as the actual quote being, it could be from philosophy, right? Because the Monochiwans are supposed to be, the old species, and they're supposed to be wise and everything like that. So they could be boring or inspired by. That's where the dialogue could be from. Like it could be just like a reinterpretation of a quote of his, but that line, "Time is of no importance. Only life is important." That's the quote from the movie. That's right in the very beginning. He gets hit, and he's got the little key out of his finger, and he's waddling to the door, and only his finger makes it out the door. That's dedication to a cause. There. So, no, time's not important. Only life's important. I'm going to give you my key. Anyway. Harry, LOL, just got a bunch of Horus Heresy books on audio and listen to these monkeys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, definitely. Audiobooks. See, I'm not a huge fan of the audiobooks. I tried to listen to the first Horus Heresy book, audiobook, because I have a few of them. It was a humble bundle, and I got like the first 15 books, like for a deal, PDF, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. 15 books, $20, I'm in. And it came with a few of the audiobooks, and I was like, ooh, and I gave it one to listen, and it was great. It's well produced. It's awesome, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I wasn't into it. I'd rather read it. I'd rather, because I think what it is that listening to the audiobooks, if there's any vocal anomalies or idiosyncrasies of a person, the way they speak, the way they pronounce a word or anything like that, it takes me right out of it, especially when I'm listening to something and it's the only thing I'm listening to. Now, mind you, if I'm working on stuff and I'm listening to this, then you're not really listening to it. Your attention's divided, right? And an audiobook, personally, I'd rather sit there, on the couch, blanked out, and listen to an audiobook, right? I don't have it on in the background, because you're doing stuff and having that in the background, you're not actually paying attention to either or, right? So it's like driving, listen to audiobooks while you're driving. See, even that is a stretch for me, like the radio is fine, but the radio, because you often hear songs so often, so many times, that it's more subconscious, and, a lot of driving is kind of subconscious as well. And so, it's muscle memory at that point, right? Whereas an audiobook, especially if you've never heard it before, and wait, what was that part he was talking about? What was that thing he was saying? There was a pivotal point, and all of a sudden, and you're in a fucking car accident, and it's like, well, sorry, I Horace said a line, and I didn't know what he was saying, and I ended up hitting that pole, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's never happened. I don't know, but I'm just saying, in my crazy way of thinking, that is a very real possibility. That possibility is there, and my luck it would happen to me. Raziel. Oh yeah, I just finished the last orc commission yesterday and the guy wanted me to do more. I turned him down. Today is for me. Yep. Sometimes you guys gotta do your, sometimes you gotta do you. Yeah, you know, unless of course he says he offers more money. He says, well, I'll give you double. And it's like, well, all right. Because I mean, if you've got family and kids and, you know, you got stuff to take care of, or you just want more resources for your hobby, then, you know. But I mean, if somebody offers you more money, you usually don't turn that down. Unless you really, really adamantly do not want to do it, then, you know, then don't do it. Fire Drake 18, Fifth Element. Yeah, the Fifth Element. That was what the quote's from. The Fifth Element. Is the stream lagging for you, Fifth? Or Fire Fifth? Fifth Drake. I was going to say Fifth Drake. The Fifth Drake. Peep Eater. I've taken to audiobooks while driving. I'm experiencing the Cepheus Cain books for the very first time. See, I've never read those. I know those come highly recommended. I've not read those ones. The only books that I've really gotten into were The Last Chancers, Gaunt's Ghosts, the Uriel Ventress, some of the short stories, the Eldar ones, and I've been going through Horse Heresy. I just finally finished Descent of Angels in the Horse Heresy, which is what, book 6? Book 6, I think it is. Descent of Angels is the Dark Angels one. I enjoyed it. It's not quite as battle heavy as you might think, but it's a very interesting perspective on the Dark Angels, and so yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where else it goes. If it goes any further, I would assume it would. I don't know, but yeah. So now I'm starting Legion, and I just got through the first chapter in that one, and it's pretty interesting. Yeah, so I'm on Legion now. I'm reading Legion. I'm back to reading. I for whatever reason, I always take these long breaks. Reading is kind of a hobby for me, and I end up taking long breaks where I don't end up reading anything, and then sometimes I'll just hammer through a bunch of books, and you know, I was like, oh yeah, I got to read this. Oh, I got to read this, and I got to read this. You know, so yeah. Anyway, George, audiobooks are good for long road trips. Sure, I'm not knocking audiobooks, man. I just, for me personally, you know, I can. Something like that, you know, podcasts, audiobooks, you know, I'm my background material when I'm doing other things is music, and that's it. That's all my brain can handle, I guess. Call me old-fashioned, but yeah, that's all I can handle is just music. No audiobooks, no podcasts. Excuse me. Sorry for everybody who has headphones on. I tried to hold that back. Tried to fight it. Couldn't fight it. It had to come up. Anywho, yeah, just music for me. And even then, sometimes music can be distracted for me because, you know, gets into guitar, song I really enjoy. Start playing the drums on the steering wheel kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I'm out there. I love music, though. I love music. Gums. I listen to audiobooks on the computer, train to work. I get car sick if I read a book on the train. Sure, I can see that, right? So you just put the audiobook on, close your eyes, and just chill. And you know what? I'm not knocking anybody who does listen to audiobooks while doing other things, traveling to and fro, right? I mean, you know, I can see that being just a great way, especially if you have a long commute. Just slap the audiobook in, long commute, makes that fly right by, right? And, you know, it probably comes a point where you look forward to that at the end of the day, right? Going back home, get on the train, put your headphones in, and, you know, continue your book and just zone out and, you know, I mean, just let the day just go behind you, right? And just go into another place. And it's almost a kind of a Zen type of thing, right? It's almost like meditation where you just kind of, you know, shut the world out, concentrate, and just kind of let everything melt away and just kind of focus on one particular thing. I can see that being very beneficial for anybody, you know. Not for me. I mean, if I'm going to listen to an audiobook, I would do it in those kind of instances, right? If I had a long flight or train ride or bus ride or car ride or whatever and I wasn't driving, yeah, slap it on. Although car rides, though, I usually get in shit from the old lady if I'm not conversing with her if she's driving and and I'm not there helping navigate or just keep her company. I always catch shit. So, although a couple times I've fallen asleep and then we ended up in the wrong direction or something like that. So, anyway. P. Peter, if I'm driving and I find my mind wandering and losing the story, I just turn it off and go to music. Yeah, sometimes just music, man. Just music, right? See, me personally, I just like music. When I want to just clear my head and just zone out, I put fucking music on and I zone right out. And that's it. That's all I need. My own crazy-ass thoughts can entertain me all they want, That's crazy-ass thoughts, by the way. That's pantomime of crazy-ass thoughts. Reziel, I do love Black Library audiobooks. I own the Wheel of Time series, but I've never finished it because it's 14 books. But you got something to look forward to, That's awesome. Grim, Kane is the blast. The idea is inspired to an extent by Flashman, which is an amusing series as well. P. Peter, I had never gotten into Sophia's Kane books before, but I'm kicking myself for it. The first book is fantastic and it brought real honest belly laughs more than a few times. Cool. Harry, I use it audiobooks for the gym or some inspiration on the hobby. Plus, Blood Angels Red is basically driving me crazy. Gums. Yeah, I got some noise-canceling headphones, so just relax on the way home and leave work thoughts at work. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. You just tune that shit out. You leave the day behind you. And I think that sounds very healthy. Although, mind you, though, on a commuter train, you're surrounded by other people, and you kind of want to be situationally aware a lot of times in case something happens, right? But you do you, man. If that's the kind of thing you got to do it, right? And yeah, I can see the positive aspects of it, which yeah, it's good. Reziel, I literally don't have time to read a regular book anymore unless it's for a game. Now that audiobooks and YouTube exist, they allow multitasking, pleasure reading, and for learning. Right, but multitasking is a myth. We humans cannot multitask. They say women are better at multitasking than men, which in some regards, sure. But multitasking is a myth. It's not real. Your brain can only handle one function at a time. So if you're studying and learning, you should be concentrating just on that. You cannot actually study and listen to music unless, of course, you zone out the music and just concentrate on your studies, right? Having a white noise thing going on in the background, turn a fan on, or hear the hum of the fridge or whatever. Excuse me. But multitasking is a myth. Our brains cannot do it. Not like a computer can. A computer can multitask, right? Especially with multi-threading, hyper-threading. They can do calculations across two different things. That's true multitasking. Multitasking is, writing a letter to your mom while doing the dishes, while, having a phone conversation with your accountant, and accomplishing all three within that time. That's multitasking. Humans don't do that. You can try. You're going to fail at it all. That's why texting and driving is so bad, right? Because you cannot text and drive. Because your brain, when you're driving, you should be 100% concentrating on the road. 100% concentrating on the road. Your phone, even having that GPS screen, when I'm driving, I don't have anything distracting me when I drive. Not a thing. And even when the kids would get annoying, that's when pull over. All right, the ass whoopings are starting. I was one of those dads where, yeah, I'll turn this fucking car around. We'll go back home. Oh, yeah. See, people start acting up. I'll turn this son of a bitch around and we're going home. No? Okay, great. Everyone wants to be good little kids? All right. I'm in. I'm back in. You got your dad back on board. No, you want to dick around and cause problems and hit your sister or hit your brother. All right, we're going back home. Fire Drake 18. Stephen King is my favorite Audible. Yeah, see, I'm not into the whole Audible situation, so I don't, yeah. I'm not knocking him. I'm just not something I do. There's lots of things I don't do. Yeah. Ebb and flow. Some Bluetooth headsets offer a pass-through option that permits you to hear sounds around you, like layer on top of the content you're consuming. I use it and enjoy it. Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, like AirPods, they have the pass-through mic and the noise canceling and all that shit. I realize that. That's why they made those features. Is because people were just kind of zoned out and the train's on fire and Buddy's still listening to his audiobook, right? The train's gone off the rails and he's still listening to his book and everybody's burning around him and what's going on? I don't know. Had my headphones on. Or people jogging and get hit by a car, right? That kind of shit. That's why they made that shit. Raziel, Kris, I'm going to take what you said right there with a grain of salt, as you suggested. LOL. Man, I also have to take that with a grain of salt. Whoa. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. No, I mean, multitasking is a myth. It's a myth. Don't believe me? Look it up. And anytime anybody throws anything at you on the internet, always fact check. Fact check. I would not be insulted if you fact checked me, because from what the information I've consumed, maybe I was misled. I'm always open to that possibility. My brain can be changed by evidence. You show me evidence to the contrary of what I thought was something, and it's like, well, yeah, that's it. That's that, and that evidence is legit. Then yeah. Fire Drinking. Some people switch their focus faster. Sure, but you're not multitasking. That's not multitasking. Going from this task to this task to this task within a short span of time, that's not multitasking. That's being focused on a particular task, one after the other, and then come back again, and then you're still only focused on one task. That's not multitasking. That's doing a bunch of tasks half-assed per minute kind of thing, right? No. Multitasking would be me drinking this while singing and, painting a picture all at the same time, right? That's multitasking. It's not, humans don't do it. Our brains can't do it. Ghost Star Mandalux. We can't text and drive because both activities require your eyes and generally a hand. This is a problem because it prevents you from reacting to things on the road correctly. Right. You're distracted. But people in the car can distract you as well. They're not going to stop you from driving with other people. It's a distraction. But yeah, it distracts the driver, right? And yeah. The driver should always 100% be concentrated on the road. Always. Always 100% on the road. And if you have distractions in the car, you as the driver have to say, hey, everybody, shut the fuck up. I'm driving. It's a busy goddamn road. We're going to get killed. Y'all want to get killed? No? Good. Then shut up. Right? It's as simple as that. You take charge. Take charge situation. Now, mind you, sometimes it is kind of frustrating. For example, it's happened to me many times. Driving on the road. It's busy. And, baby screaming in the car. Right? Not much you can do. Baby screaming. Check the baby. Make sure there's nothing wrong. Nothing obvious. Sometimes babies are fussy. Right? Nothing you can do. So all you can do is compartmentalize that rage you're feeling and keep it in the back of your brain and continue to concentrate on the road. And that's all you can do. It's excellent. I have no idea what it means to be a parent, because parent is kind of like both sides of the coin, being a mother and father. I have no idea what it's like to be a mother. I only know what it's like to be a father. And I know as a father, you have to compartmentalize a lot of shit. If you want to at least be remembered as a good dad. You got to compartmentalize a lot of shit. Ghost Starman Deluxe. On the other hand, you can hold a convo while driving because you need your mouth and ears to speak to somebody, but not drive a car. Right. I mean, like, yeah, people in the car can be a distraction. Like I said, a baby screaming in the car, that's happened to me many times on busy roads and stuff like that. And there's not much you can do about it, right? Other than, if you have your spouse with you and you say, hey, check on the kid. No, everything's fine. Oh, we got to change diaper. You either pull over, change the kid's diaper, or you're 5 minutes from home. You just drive the 5 minutes and just concentrate on the road and just, block that out, right? That's all you do. You develop the dad hearing. That's what it is, really. That's what it is. I mean, again, I can only speak from a male perspective as far as dads are concerned. And yeah, you develop dad hearing. And every dad out there knows the dad hearing thing is real. It's basically you can shut parts of your brain off, or your hearing. You can shut bodily functions off. You develop it. It's an evolutionary skill that's helped fathers survive for millennia. So any of you young fellas out there who are going to be a dad, yeah, you'll develop dad hearing. And the best part about dad hearing is it doesn't work on just kids. It can work on the wife as well. You don't hear a word she says. And I'm sure all the guys out there are laughing and getting smacked by their old ladies. And if my wife was here, I'd probably be getting smacked right now too. So, but she's not here. She's at work. Oh man. But dad hearing, that's a thing. If you remember, just remember your parents. Remember your dad. You can tell your dad, 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 Dad. He doesn't hear you. Dad, Dad. Because he's got that part in his brain that he can just shut his ears off. It's kind of like on your smartphone, and you have like the little check mark beside things. You can just click, whoop, turn it off. Yeah, dads have that in the brain. They can just turn their ears off and then turn it back on. Rezia, what about husband hearing? That's the same thing. That's father hearing. It develops once you have kids and everything like that. Yeah, you can shut the kids off. You don't hear the kids anymore. It's amazing, really, because it's the only way you're going to survive. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy and you're just going to go. It's going to be Amityville horror, So you don't want to do that. You don't want to go down for that. Gums did some of this fact checking that you speak of. Turns out, you and this community is awesome. Now that is a fact. Well, thank you, Gums. Flattery, it will get you places. Rezio, I think different people handle some tasks better than others. I know, for instance, I paint as well as I like and still enjoy Horse Heresy audiobook. I still retain the book. If I asked you to do a book report on a Horse Heresy book, I'll bet you there's a ton of details you probably missed. Fire Drake 18. Yeah, I was chatting while I was at a stoplights. I'm home now. Right. P-beater, time is not important. Only dad hearing is important. Exactly, time is not important. Only dad hearing is important. Mike Grimshaw, you don't even have to be a dad to learn dad hearing. No, but you do develop it. You ever see that one commercial? This cracked me up every time I used to see it. It was the kid, he's coming to his dad. His dad's watching the football game. And the kid is like, hey, Dad, look what I drew. And the dad is like watching the game. His one eye's watching the game and his other eye moves to the kid. That used to crack me up every time. He's watching the game and he's still paying attention to his kid. That's why multitasking is the thing, because you could still watch the game and pay attention to your kid, right? You can't do it. You got to switch between the two. But yeah. I wish that was a thing. I wish my eyes, like a chameleon, could just go off in different direction. That way I could still do something and then, oh yeah, honey, yeah, no, that's a great idea. That's fantastic. Oh, really? She said that, did she? Oh, okay, great. And then still catch the game, But because of these stupid binocular vision, she can tell when I'm not paying attention. So, Oh, shit. Anthony B, episode 279, turn your ears off. Turn your ears off. I kind of like the time is not important, only dad hearing is important. That one kind of wraps it really up for me, really. But yeah, every dad out there knows that I'm talking the truth about that one. And if you don't know, Just ask your dad, because I'm sure most of you out there have a father somewhere out there. And yeah, he has dad hearing. You talk to him and he's not answering you. It's like, Dad, because when you were a baby, he tuned you out. He was like, I'm not listening to you, you know? It sounds awful, I know, but it's an evolutionary, because otherwise the dad will lose his shit. It's plain and simple. The dad will just lose his shit. And yeah. Oh, shit. Harry, dad hearing, LOL. I had it this morning. Yeah, it's because, yeah. Grim, with the way the brush, episode 279. Dad hearing is important. It is important. It is important. It is. It's one of those evolutionary things that just help perpetuate the species forward. Because, like I said, if listening to, and especially some of the fellas out there who are crazy enough to have more than one kid kind of right after the other, man, I don't envy those guys, because that's where the dad hearing has to develop into superhuman levels, because having like 4 little babies crying all at once, and kids are fighting, and you know, TV's too loud, and you know what I mean, like, especially if you have pets too, and the dog's barking and the cat is meowing, and yeah, you'll lose your shit, man. You'll lose it. And I'll be reading about you in the papers. Yeah. Young father's dad hearing goes on the fritz, malfunctions and doesn't work anymore, and had to listen to his family, and lost his shit, and ended up, you know, taking his RV off the road. That's awful, I know, but anyway. Reziel, I can handle the report like a pro, sir. Grim, I have 2 cousins that both had twins. Fun times, I hear. Oh, I'll bet. Oh, man, twins. There was a time, because my wife's side of the family, twins occur. Not on my dad's side or my mom's side. Twins don't occur. It's not very often you hear of twins, actually, in a lot of North American people. But anyway, but twins, yeah, on her side. And yeah, our first child, and even our second child, we were like twins, and I was like, oh god, especially on the second one, because I already went through the first one, and I was like, oh, he's on the diapers, he's pretty much self-reliant at this point now, and I'm gonna take on another kid here, and the possibility was of twins, and I was like, oh my god, no. Mike Grimshaw, the only skill I want to learn is how my dad, when flat out sleeping on a couch, always knew the second I changed the channel. Oh yeah, because the dad hearing is selective, and it's sensitive, because the dad hearing allows you to hear, like when the kids are upstairs screwing about, and then they start to get quiet. Oh, dad can hear that. He say, hey, what are you guys doing up there? He can hear that. Like, it's like, you know, but then when it's really, really loud, he can shut it off and just carry on with his day. Blah, 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 you know. Yeah, so you change the channel. Yeah. Thermostat, you can hear that little click in the thermostat. Oh, man, I can hear that. I'm downstairs right now. I can hear that go off. Yeah. But these are evolutionary type of things that, you know, that humans have developed. I'm not sure mothers can develop it, because mothers are much more compassionate towards their kids, whereas fathers, yeah, they can be a little bit more dispassionate towards their kids, because a mother won't let a kid potentially harm themselves, right? But a father, oh, he's more than willing to let a kid hurt himself, right? Kids playing near a socket, right? Oh yeah, dad's like watching. You gonna hurt yourself? Dad might even some of the good dads out there might even say, hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. You know what I mean? Oh, what did we learn? Right? Whereas mother, oh yeah, no, put little caps in the plugs, and you know, don't have the kid far away from it as possible. Kids wearing oven mitts, and you know, just bubble wrap, and yeah, no, but dads will let their kids get hurt. Oh yeah. The Gim, there he is. What's going on? My ears are ringing. We're talking about dad hearing, Gim. I'm guaranteed Gim's got really great dad hearing. Where he can shut things off and not pay attention to shit. Alex, is that you? Oh, Jenna. Jenna, you want to do me a favor? I need coffee. I need coffee. Jenna.
It's a need. Not a want, it's a need. Okay.
I need coffee. Yeah. Yeah, just talking about, mom and dads are just two different creatures. But you need that balance, having that balance in your life. Like if you grew up with, like when I was young, like when I was really, really small, I had both my parents, but then they split up and divorced around when I was about 7. And so it was just my mom. But by that point, I think, I was, it was probably for the better that I was probably with my mother for so long because, there's a lot of things you need to learn from your mom, but there's also a lot of things you need, and especially a young man needs to learn from the dad, right? And thankfully I had a good dad. And so, I know there's many people out there who are not that fortunate, but, such is life. Thank you, honey. Was that the last of it?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I purposely gave you half a cup.
Why would you do that? Why? Do you hate your dad? Anyway, where are we here? Reziel, I started modding and painting toy cars for Gaslands. I highly recommend it. Great game. Yeah, I know. I was invited to the Gasland channels and stuff like that, and yeah, I've seen that. It's interesting. I'd be more inclined though to pick up like actual model kit cars and then convert the shit out of those. Grab some World War II kits. Grab like old muscle car, and then convert that up. Harry, dad hearing turns into ninja skills. Walking quietly. Yeah. Oh yeah. You hear that? Yeah. The dad hearing because I think what it is you conserve your hearing. You can detect lower frequencies afterwards, right? So because you preserve your ears and you can turn them on and off as on will. Yeah. Everybody's out there like looking up dad hearing. Like, what the hell's dad hearing? I'm serious though. And you'll learn it. And you mark my words. One day you'll have kids. And yeah, you'll develop dad hearing. The Gim, I got it. I also knew exactly when the kids were being bad. Yeah, exactly, right? You could totally tell when they're being little shits. And he's like, oh, you little guys. Oh, what are you guys doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they're cussing. You could hear that from in any room in the house. Emerald Phoenix. I'm trying to paint, but I can't stop laughing. Well, it's kind of crazy. And I mean, these are things that are pretty common and the world over. These are just humans that these are things that make us intrinsically human. No matter what language you speak, no matter what belief system you have, these are things that we've observed just as humans, and it's kind of hilarious when we examine these crazy ass things. We actually shine a light on these weirdo things that occur in our world, and yet we don't really bat an eye at it. We're just, that's the thing, right? Dad just ignores his kids. It looks like he's ignoring his kids. I mean, good dads always look like they're not, paying attention to kids, but they are paying attention to kids, right? Good dads, anyway. There are some bad dads, don't get me wrong. Oh, man. Gums just hates his bad hearing. Yeah. Harry, sorry, some bad typos. Dad hearing perked up and ninja skills went into gear. Yeah. Reziel, you could do both. Ash has played a lot of Gaslands. I bet he could get you hooked. Oh yeah. Oh, so many games. But I mean, I'm trying to concentrate on just getting a few things done here. I'm getting ready to start filming stuff in my other studio for games and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'm hoping next couple weeks, I'm going to pick up a new camera. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. So I need a new camera. I do need a new camera. Harry, kids in silence, no good. Yeah, no. Yeah, when it's too quiet and the kids are in the house, somebody's hurt. They're getting into something they're not supposed to be doing. Something. And, yeah. Oh, man. So many ass kickings when it's quiet. When it's quiet, you know. Oh, yeah. Ass kickings are about to begin. Somebody's going to get hurt. Rezia, I'm planning to make as good a replica of Furiosa's war rig from Fury Road in a 1/64 scale as I can. Yeah, I think you posted something about that in the Discord, didn't you? Didn't you post something on the Discord about that? I saw it. Terracotta, whenever the wife and I think about being romantic, the kid superpower kicks in and it shut it down. Oh, yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, that's the kid superpower. Yeah, being buzzkills. Oh, yeah. Kids are buzzkills. Man. Yeah. When you want that special time, you got to do it like rabbits. You just... And I mean, it's you kind of have you have to develop the ninja skills, and maybe that's where the ninja dad hearing comes in, and you can detect ninjas because you have to be able to detect ninjas if you quickly want to rip off a piece, right? And yeah, and you got the little ones running around. She's doing the dishes. They're upstairs, really quickly. They're still being noisy. You can hear them. You can hear them both. You know where they are. Oh, okay. I got 2 minutes. I can beat the microwave. I can beat the popcorn. And now anybody who's married laughed at that, and anybody who wasn't married is like, I don't get it. But yeah. Grim, is it email time? It is getting close to email time. It is. What time we at here? 20 after 1. Holy shit. Yeah, we better get to an email. Anthony B. Kris, do you have a list of guests coming over for battle reports? No, actually I don't. I haven't really started really planning that part out. First couple games I'll have is probably going to be Ash. Might probably have Owen. Probably my son, because I want to get into some Blood Bowl and stuff like that. And my son is a football nerd, and he's kind of excited to get into Blood Bowl. So I think that's where we're going to go. Is me and him doing some Blood Bowl. So you might see some Blood Bowl out of me. See some. And Adam, Greenleaf Terrain Adam. Possibility of some Necromunda or Kill Team, so which kind of got me fired up to maybe do like an Eldar Kill Team. And I also have like Space Marines and stuff. I could do a Space Marine Kill Team. I got some Chaos. I got Harley Quinns. I got some Dark Eldar. I've got all sorts of stuff. I can make a Kill Team. I'll make a Kill Team better than McDonald's. Anyway. But yeah, as far as like booking anybody or anything like that, no. I'm not booking anybody. Ghost Star Deluxe. The kids, when Kris hasn't heard a peep from them in a while. Why do I hear boss music? Yeah, Captain Spasmo, ninja skills. So in and out without anyone noticing? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You just... I mean, you both have to develop the ninja skills. It's not just a man thing or a husband thing. The wife also has to develop that ninja skill as well. She's got to develop the ninja mother skill, and you got to develop the ninja dad skill. Because if you're going to rip off a piece, and you know what I mean, and the kids are running around, and you're going to have a healthy relationship, yeah, you got to develop the ninja skills. If you're gonna keep that marriage together, yeah, you got to develop those skills. And I've been married. Fuck, how long I've been married? 22 years, I think this is. 22, 23, 24. Oh, good thing my wife isn't here. I'm going to get the beats. But yeah, married. Together, longer. But married, yeah, that long. 22, 23. Anyway. Old man Logan, oh my God, I'm dying here. I've got 2 minutes. Yeah, I got 2 minutes. Come on, baby. I got 2 minutes. Okay, just a tip. Harry, Blood Bowl. Yeah, Blood Bowl. Aaron Seach. Yeah, imagine just being relatively newlyweds and having 2 teenage boys and a 6-year-old. Mad ninja skills in my house. Yeah. You got like even the little ninja puffball thing and all the smoke. Ninja vanish. Job is left out. I think your first game should be with Gim kicking your Eldar around the board. Well, I'm heading over to Gim's in April. We're gonna go visit Gim, so I'm probably gonna have to bring my camera with me, and we'll have to film some stuff with Gim. I don't know, Gim. I don't know if you're still tuned in or not, buddy. But do you have a game table in your place, or a game room, like with a game table? Do you? I don't know. Oh, you are still here. I see you just commented there. But yeah, do you? Because if you have a game table, maybe we can fit in a game. Maybe. So the Gim. Yes. Gim kicking Eldar around is a good time. Fire Drake 18. I was on the interstate, but I'm glad you like the taste of Ashitaba. Burdock root is a diuretic which cleans the blood. If you take diabetic medicine, consult your physician. Well, I'm not going to do that. But as far as the Ashitaba goes, I haven't noticed anything funny other than the acid reflux. But I took that late at night, and it says it increases your metabolism, which I usually interpret as being upping your stomach acid, like your production of stomach acid, right? And so I realize there's many things that acid reflux and everything like that are related to, but yeah. Captain Spasmo, rip off a piece where the rubber meets the road and just hit it, with some. Fire Drake 18. I like the smell, and it can be cooked as well. Oh, right, the root. I read the one comment, then I read that, and I thought they were together. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I was like, I like the smell, and it can be cooked as well. I was like, huh? Shit. Oh, man. Talking about ripping off a piece of it. Yeah, I like the smell. It can be cooked as well. I was like, wow. He tears that shit up. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. He just crushes the pussy. Holy shit. Harry. Guys, this is great. Need the giggles, and there goes cleaning hobby table. Yeah. The Gim. We can figure something out. I have a table in my garage. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk. Because, yeah, I mean, like, we'll see if we can work something out. I mean, maybe we'll just, I don't know, just chill and hang out. Or maybe we'll fit in a game. Or maybe we'll fit in a small game. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Old man Logan, damn, where is your mind? Rolling on the floor. P. Peter, rip off a piece. I like the smell. Yeah, I like the smell, and it can be cooked as well. I was like, what? Holy shit. Oh, man. Old man Logan, then again, I was thinking the same. Grim, cooking it as well would bring a whole new meaning to burning rubber. The Gim, I have the skills. My son has Omega level cock blocking skills. The Omega level cock blocking skills. That's hilarious. Shit. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, old man Logan. Gonna rip it, smell it, then cook it. Hardcore, man. That's hardcore. Yeah. Oh, shit. I got tears in my eyes. Oh. You guys are crazy. All right, let's do an email. I think I only have the one from Legion. Oh shit, no, more showed up from Scott and Kris. Okay, well let's start the email. Let's start the email portion of our show. Yeah, let's go with our nice intro here. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down. But here it comes. Email time. Oh, man. Oh, shit, it's done. Okay. Oh, shit. Hey. That's supposed to work. What the F? Screen's black. Screen is black. That's not supposed to be how it is. What do I do? Why is that being like that? Nope, that's the Discord. There we go. That was weird. That was weird. This is from our good buddy Legion Miniatures. Hi, Kris. I finally finished my Terminator Chaplain, and I attached pictures of him and my first Chaplain as a comparison. There is a 5-year difference in painting the two. I also used a lot of oil washes on the newer one to give some depth and color to the black armor panels, and I think it paid off. Best regards from Germany, Legion Miniatures. Now, this is really, really fun. Let's start off with this pick. Here we go. Look at this. I love your choice for the cloak. I love that you went with the purples in the recesses and brighter reds, almost up to yellows. You already have that play of the yellow tones complementing with the purple tones. The purple tones have kind of a bit more reddish to them, so they don't really conflict. But I imagine in person that is very striking. On camera, it looks really great, but I imagine in person those purple tones are a bit deeper, I think, right? But really, really cool. I like that you just went for it with the purple in the shading of the red. I think that's really fantastic. With red, you can go with browns, you can go with purples, you can go with blues. You can go with black, be typical, Could you go with greens? Sure, you could go with greens. Dark green. Ooh, that would get you some interesting vibage. I like the nice clean painting on the armor, the gold. Oh yeah, I like all the bone. Oh, look at all the text on the scroll work. Just nice and clean. I like it. I like your highlighting on the skulls. That's really nice. Yes, very effective painting. Very effective. So here is a 5-year comparison between the two. Am I still running the proper thing here? Yeah. So on the left is his older version, and on the right is his latest. And yeah, there is a difference. I think, like, if I'm just interpreting what I'm looking at as far as how you've grown as a painter, obviously your brush control is far greater. You had really good control back then. But what it looks like here, and what I'm seeing, is less reliance on shade washes and such to achieve your effects. And it seems like a greater understanding of creating those nice transitions. The thing that stands out the most from the model on the left is, controlling the shadows. Because that looks like it was like a shade wash and then a bit of highlighting, as opposed to the deliberate action you took on the scrolls on the right. Yeah, I like it. Very impressive, sir. Yeah, I really like the way you did the skulls. The skulls. The skulls. Yeah, and your application of paint is very controlled. I can see like the black, how smooth that black is. The metal looks really nice and smooth. Your use of shade wash is not, kind of just hitting the entire model, but being very selective where you're applying it. At least from what I can see. At least that's how it looks to me. Very, very cool. Thank you, Legion, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Yeah, obviously 5 years. Yeah, that's 5 years progress, people. Let's go back to that first one again. Let's go back to this first image. That is 5 years, people. So look to Legion's example here in this regard. As long as you're willing to continue to learn and put the time in your painting and develop your craft, you will always get better, right? And Legion, I know you're here today. Legion, what is the biggest thing that was a game changer for you? Was it a particular brush? Was it a particular paint? Was it a particular technique? Or was it simply putting the time in to do the model? You tell me, Legion. He's going to say Santa's little elves. Just to mess with me. I know he's going to do that. I know he's going to say that. Rezio, goddamn Space Marine models in general got super sexy. So much fun. Satisfying to do, which comes out here in spades. Yeah. Old Man Logan, fantastic work on the Chaplain. I like it too. I like it too. It's really, really good. Okay, let's do another email. This one is from our good buddy Scott. Raiden. I'm going to say Raiden. Raiden's more fun. Nothing to add, just tuned in. I thought I'd send you what's on the table while I'm watching along. Have a good one. And so, there's some picatures. Ooh, look at this. Here we go. So this is on Scott's table right now that he's working on. This looks like a little firefighter. Firefighter? What game? Is this like for Walking Dead or something? Or I don't know what game. I don't know where this model's from. I like. You know, it'd be hilarious on the yellow bands if you had like an iridescent medium on those metal bands, just to give it that, you know, that safety reflectivity type look, or just leave it yellow. It gets the point across. I like the axe handle. That's really good. You got the little textures of the axe in there. That's really good. I like the skin tone too. He's dark, but I can still see highlights and such, which is good. Me likey. And I think there is a part 2 to this email as well. Oh no, you just sent multiple. That's right. That's what he was saying. He sent multiples. Right. All right. One more email. Because, you know what? That's all I got. One more email. This one is from Kris. Hello, Kris. This is my current work in progress. And a bunch of firsts for me. First is salt chipping. Second, airbrushing with a chip airbrush. Lastly, sponging rush on larger model. Rush or rust? Must be rust, maybe. On larger models, on larger scale, I should say. I've learned a lot this week, from clogged airbrushes to a little too much salt and water. LOL. Here are a few pics of progress. CNC is welcome. Salt chipping in this email. Salt chipping in the email. And so here is his efforts using salt chipping. Now, salt chipping, one of the things that I like about salt chipping, it often works better, in my experience, it works better on larger surfaces. Tanks, vehicles, you know, or just like larger scaled models, you know. It often works better rather than, say, on something smaller like Space Marines. Unless you can get really fine, broken up salt, I suppose. But I don't know. I've found on smaller surfaces, it's better to go in with like a sponge technique for getting this particular look, because you can get both looks the same. But the benefit of using this salt technique to create all this chipping and weathering is it creates that texture around where the paint is peeled away, and so it actually adds that physical depth to those areas, which I like. Like if you look at, like, say, the area on the right hand side right here, you can see where the paint has gathered. And now this is just from the technique of brushing away where the salt is, but it gives it that added look. Now, if you ever look at industrial equipment and stuff like that, where the paint has chipped and worn away, and it's, it looks like this. And so I think that's why the technique is still very popular amongst scale modelers, because it gets you the result that looks like what you see in the real world. Is the metal going to get worn as well? Because it looks kind of weird that there's chipping on the green as opposed to the metal looking pretty clean. Mind you, though, you see like the parts, like the little pistons off on the sides. I always leave those pistons really metally looking, with just kind of black schmutz on the edges. Just because whenever you see pistons like that, they often are very clean, as opposed to like everything else around it, which looks like crap. I think another fun one you could add to the weathering, where the you have all the little chip marks and everything like that, is possibly having like just tiny little runs of rust. Just one or two coming out of sections. Not out of every single one. Maybe some of the big ones. Maybe a couple of the small ones, Holy crap, that tower is tall. That's a tall-ass tower. Am I on the right screen? Yeah. That is a tall-ass tower. Looks really cool. I think the metal needs to get rustified, though. Just to help with, the aging of the tower. Very, very cool. And this kit, this is from Pegasus Hobbies, is it not? That's where this building kit comes from. And the ground, is it going to be snowy, or is it just going to be dirt, or what have you? I realize this is all work in progress, but yeah. But anyway, thank you, Kris, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. I like it. I look forward to seeing the completed project. Oh, there's a part 2. Oops. Oh, we didn't get to the part 2. Oh, the rust on the sponge, right. Oh, my bad. So this is sponge rust. This is the second part of his email. And showing the sponging of rust. Yeah, see, adding those little sponge effects on the edges and stuff like that really bring it to life. And I like that tiny little texture you get with the salt. I like that. That looks really cool. Oh, you have it up on the guardrails. Bit of rustification there. Verdigris. Yeah, see, that looks a lot different than the other picture, when it was just the green without the rust. And is it on the metal too? Did you add the rust onto the metal? Looks like you did. Yeah, there's a bit of browner hues in there. Yeah. Very, very cool. Sorry, I'm just absorbing it all. I realized I wasn't talking anymore. Oh, shut up, phone. But yeah. No, I like it. It's a nice combination of effect you have going on there. With the rust, the paint chipping. Oh, my dog's here now. What do you want? Well, come lay down then. Goof. Yeah, that's it. Move the power cords around. Excellent. Get shocked. Anywho, awesome stuff. Thank you, Kris, for sending that in. And I look forward to seeing more out of this project. Where are we in the comment? What time are we at here? Oh, we only got 17 minutes left of the show. Very cool. The gimp. I gotta run. Heard the microwave popcorn start. Legion. It's probably time to put into them. The first one was done on the evening, and the second one took more painting sessions. Also, having more knowledge about painting techniques helps. Yeah, definitely. It's time. It's just time. It's just the time you put into achieving your desired results, right? And that's all it is. You know, that's all it takes is time. Time to learn. Scott, the bands are finished with Vallejo Mecha Air Fluorescent Yellow. Oh, okay, so it is already a fluorescent yellow. Okay, cool. Yeah, the firefighter look really cool. Scott says they're from the Ashes zombie game. Oh, okay, the minis are from Hassle Free. Okay. Ghost Star Mandalux, I didn't know where the terrain is from. I'm pretty sure it's from Pegasus Hobbies. I'm pretty sure that's where that kit's from. If you look up Pegasus Hobby and you look at their sci-fi terrain, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where you'll see that kit. I can't think of anybody else who does that kind of mechanized kind of kit. The Pegasus Hobbies, I used to see those everywhere all the time. Until Games Workshop obviously started putting more terrain kits out, but yeah. Reziel, Vallejo Mecha color has impressed me. Interesting line. Yeah, it's just bright, vibrant colors. You know, yeah. And, who is it? AK Interactive. I got an email from them a few days ago. They're redoing their bottles, I guess. Doing a whole new thing with their bottles, which is kind of cool. Oh, and the other one is it Mantic? Is it Mantic? It might be Mantic. The terrain kit? Yeah, it might be from Mantic. I'm not 100%. I thought it was Pegasus, but it could be Mantic. The other thing that was this week I got an email from was Hero Forge. They're offering painted, printed models. So when you go and use their little character generator and make up all your own 3D printable model, you can get it printed in color. And they have, easy click color things. So the thing I've talked about many, many times in the past apparently is now a reality. So there we are, kids. There we are. Is it the end of miniature painting? Unlikely. I mean, we could all... Oh, this Primaris Inner Circle Dark Angel. See Special Order or something? Capmaster Lazarius? Sorry, here. I was quickly going through the Games Workshop email I just got. This guy here. I kind of like this guy. This guy looks cool. Is he only in store? Is he like one of the exclusive models? If he's an exclusive only, I might have to get my hands on one. Reading the sixth book there, Descent of Angels, kind of got me into Dark Angels. Just a little bit. Not much. I still prefer Crimson Fists, but, Dark Angels is still kind of cool. But yeah. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, right, the 3D printing. Hero Forge. Where's that email? Where's my email? Or did I already delete that one? Shit, I might have already deleted it. I usually get rid of all my junk mail really fast. Yeah, I didn't keep the Hero Forge email. But anyway, yeah, if you go to Hero Forge, they're offering printed, painted models. Yeah, you can also get them fully painted by, I think it was Den of Imagination and some other studio. But yeah, I mean, now, is this the end of miniature painting as we know it? I don't think so. I mean, with the advent of photography, were people going to just simply sit and have a portrait painted? Did that kill off the portrait painting business? We still have it today, so it survives to this day, and that was 100 and some years ago. So, just saying. So I don't think miniature painting is going to be going anywhere. I mean, it's not like it's a huge thing anyway, but Aaron Seach, Kris, or anybody, I have asked this before, but who does black metal airbrush paint? Scale 75. Black metal airbrush paint. Scale 75 is brush and airbrush. The paint, you just pour it in. But black metal, the name black metal, and as far as black metal paint is concerned, yeah. Another good one, though, I like is... no, that's the wrong Buffalo Caballo. Is Mission Models. I like these guys' dark metal paint as well. This one here, I've used this one. Cold Rolled Steel. MMM002. Cold Rolled Steel from Mission Models. And you get a pretty good amount of paint. Like compared to, say, like a Citadel paint pot. You know what I mean? Like you get a good deal of paint there. Compared to Scale 75 paint pot, right? Get a pretty good amount. And I like this. This goes on really smooth, especially if you do a gloss black prime and then lay this down. This goes on really nice too. I like it. I've used that. What did I use that on? I think it was a Space Marine. I did a Space Marine. I did in dark metals. And yeah. Anyway. So yeah, hopefully Aaron, that helps. Captain Spasmo, hail to factors. Reziel, I'm a Dark Angels fanatic. They're awesome. Scott, Vallejo Air metal, black metal is awesome. Yeah, Vallejo Air. Sure. Captain Spasmo, premium airbrush color metallic black. Okay, there we go. So we're getting all sorts of recommendations here. So feel free. Vallejo Air, premium airbrush color Vallejo metallic. Is that the premium air? Is that the big bottles that Vallejo does? They're kind of like, they look almost like the testers size bottles. Like they're not quite, like they're big. They're almost like the Minotaur bottles. Is that the ones? Is that the kind we're talking about? Ebb and Flow, black metal is the only true metal. Yes. Emerald Phoenix, Lazarius is the new Primaris character for the Dark Angels. Not exclusive. Can also make a Primaris captain from the box. Reziel, I've been meaning to buy Scale 75 for a while and also being tempted by Mission Models because my local store has a rack full of it. I like Mission Models paint. So far, the few that I've used have gone on very well. Airbrush ready. No thinning needed. I just use them right through. I mean, I've used even regular Citadel colors through the airbrush. It goes through fine. Just crank up the PSI. If it flows like some sort of liquid, it most likely will go through an airbrush just fine. Just turn up the PSI. You'll jam it home anyway. Captain Spasmo, either 60 mil or 2.02 fluid ounce or 200 milliliters, 6.76 fluid ounce. Oh, that's what the premium airbrush color Vallejo. Yeah, I know, because I'm pretty sure I've seen those. I can't remember where the hell I saw them, but they were pretty big. They almost look like it's a tester's line, and they do paint, and they're often like in the RC paint section, like the remote control color cars. I can't remember the paint line though. Cratex? That's not testers though, I don't think. Cratex? And Kratex is its own company. Anyway. I've never used Kratex paints. Again, I usually don't venture into other paints unless I have to, or somebody asks me about it. But then I'm equating it to I have to, right? So if somebody says, Kris, have you ever used Tester's Aztec paints? No, not really. I've used Tester's paints before, but not the Aztec paint line. I'll give it a shot. I'll pick up a few and figure shit out with them. A lot of time, dealing with paints. I mean, for the most part, you don't have to diverge from your paint lines. I mean, you don't have to own every goddamn paint that's out there. Doesn't make you any less of a hobbyist, unless of course your hobby is to collect paint, which that'd be a weird fucking hobby because the paint is going to diminish, right? Longer it sits there unused, paint wants to be used. It's a tool, right? You don't buy a jackhammer just for the sake of having a jackhammer. You use the jackhammer, right? I mean, it's a tool. You use tools. Tools are for being used. Take care of your tools. And they'll take care of you, but, yeah. Anyway. Captain Spasmo. Paint collecting is part of the hobby. Right, but it's a waste. Because it'll perish. It'll become useless. The longer it sits and, the pigments settle, become solid. What's the point? What's the point of collecting paints? Because you're never going to use them, right? Unless you're some big painting studio. I mean, there's no reason to have tons of paints around. The only reason I have so many damn paints around is because I'm deliberately gaining experience from them to further help people who are either interested in the paint line or that's the only thing available and that's what they've been using, right? So when somebody says, oh, I've been using these paints and I've been running into this issue, well, that's where it comes in handy to have a lot of experience with different paint lines because what they're describing you may have already encountered before and worked out a solution. That's why I play with so many paints, is to further my experience and help others with their problems. Jeez, was that you or me? My dog belly made a noise. Here, let me see. I'll switch cameras here. My dog is... I'll grab my other camera here. My other camera's still plugged in, right? Yeah. Here, let's see. Where's my camera? Let's go that one there. Oh, this one's set really dark. You guys can't see her. Hold on. Hold on. See? No, I'm not meddling with it. I was going to show you my dog, but no, I can't show you my dog. But she's laying at my feet right now, and I think her gut is gurgling. She better not be feeling funny, because last time she was feeling funny, she left a present in my other studio, which I wasn't happy about. Oh, now we're getting big stretches. Aaron Seach, the best Tester's paint line is the Model Master line. Yeah, see, I've not used those. I've only ever used the small little glass ones, the enamels. I've used those. I thought I bought Aztec paint at one point, but again, like I don't buy all sorts of paints. Like if you guys ask me questions about a particular paint line, and how does it interact with other paints, and then I experiment and figure it out, and try and help people, right? So yeah. Captain Spasmo, it contrasts well with my gray plastic resin pile. Yeah, just having like all those paints. Yeah, it's not necessary, man. Yeah. Reziel, oh man, if I had to throw, I've had to throw out far too much Citadel paint, but I like to try new brands to see if I prefer it or get a unique effect. Yeah, I mean, experiment, sure, right? But all of the really great painters out there who, win awards and stuff like that, if your goal is to reach that kind of level of painting, then master what tools you have. That's what it is. It's master. It's not a particular paint. It's not a particular brush. It's mastering the techniques and achieving your desired results and going for it and not stopping. Learn every time you do it, and every model is just a practice to that level, right? And that's it. That's all it is, you know. It's not a particular paint. There's no paint out there that's going to make you a Golden Demon winning painter. There's no brush out there that's going to make you a crystal brush winning, you know, painter. It's just time and practice. Captain Spasmo groin camera was a change of pace. Could you see my groin? I didn't think you could see my groin. I'm not wearing pants. Greenleaf Terrain, Kris, take that off. Take that off. What is your obsession with me wanting to take my shirt off? That's weird. So wrong. I have a Golden Demon first place paint in a can. Yeah, it's just like a can of paint. You just hit the model, boom, it's done. Yeah. Doesn't exist, right? Doesn't exist. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. Raziel, my goal is to be the greatest ever. LOL. No, not really. As good as I can be, though. Sure. And you know what? Judging your painting by everybody else's is not really conducive to being a good painter. Being better than what you did previously is what will make you a better painter. So I painted this, and that's better than what I did before. It's better than what I did before. That's what's going to make you a better painter, and that's where you're going to see actual progress. Judging yourself by, you know, other famous painters and, you know, judging your work in comparison to theirs, it's because with all those other painters, there was a journey to where they mastered their particular style with their particular tools, with what they like, and you know what I mean? And so that's usually it's pretty individual to the artist, that particular style and achieving that result. And it took a long time and a lot of work for that artist to get there. And, you know, you'll get there as well, but don't compare your painting to theirs, because their end result is going to be different from your end result. Regardless, right? I mean, you can feel free to be inspired by what they're doing, of course. Oh, I like the way they do this. I like the way they achieve red. I like the way they paint a face, and you know what I mean. Like, and you know, by all means, borrow and learn, of course. But yeah, your end result. Don't compare your end result to their end result. Compare your end result with your previous end result. That's what's going to. That's how you're going to have a much healthier attitude towards your personal growth as a painter. Is always be better than what you were yesterday. Don't be better than somebody else, because that's a very short-sighted goal. Be better, a better version of yourself from yesterday. Don't be better than anybody else. Be better than yourself. Anyway. Aaron Seach. Tired of Citadel paint drying out in the pots. Convert them to dropper bottles. When I converted all mine, I found 8 pots that had completely dried in the pots. Sure. I mean, when you seal the Citadel paint pots, they stay fine. The seals are good. With dropper style bottles, if you get a little bit of gunk because they're hard cap, rigid, yeah, air can sneak in. But with like the Citadel ones, with the soft rubber or soft plastic, it actually makes a fairly decent seal. But paint's gonna dry if it's sitting there, and I mean, like, if you're not using it, and again, it's a tool, Captain Spasmo, mastery of small range of tools techniques is better than half-assed with a wide range of tools and techniques. Yeah, definitely. Greenleaf terrain. I asked to take the shirts off. Seems no one ever will. One day it will work. All right. Captain Spasmo, Citadel paint can cross the Rubicon too. Reziel, episode 279. Be all that you can be and smell it. Jeez. We're back to the smelling it again. Oh, man. Ebb and Flow, Kris, you could not be more wrong about this. I am entered into the greatest ever regional finals in Armpit, Alabama in the spring. Fingers crossed, I move on to the finals. Into the greatest ever what? Just the greatest ever? I need context, man. Context. Alrighty, so I'm all caught up in my emails. I'm just going to move these over to this other folder where I keep these emails. Right in there. Ba-da-bum. Yeah. Okay. And it's 2:04. We're going to end the show right on time today. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Everybody who has headphones on has heard me burp. Probably heard my dog too burp. Anyway. Cast Special, greatest armpit? Yeah, greatest ever armpit? I don't know. I mean, I'm probably going to have to caution people to, stop doing drugs when they're listening to my show. Because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know what's going on. Stop doing so many drugs. Stop. Please, stop. So here's another reminder as we're closing out the show today. Everybody who is on Patreon, if you guys could fill out your shipping information on your Patreon account information so that, your patrons and whoever you support, and what are you doing? Just going to twirl around. Fill out your information on that so that I can ship you off your dice. Everybody who's supporting at the particular tiers, I think it's base coated monkey, I believe, smooth base coated monkey, and up, get dice. And so everybody, I really need you guys to fill out your information so that I can send you off your dice, right? And of course, as my thank you, of course. So yeah, that's just a reminder. And of course, if you're attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in. And if you're watching this after the fact, you can submit your questions, comments, show off what you're working on, what have you. Send it to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all the silliness, has links for all the social medias, as well as Discord. Discord's been fantastic. So feel free to join us there. And of course, Way of the Brush also has links for t-shirts. Want to get a t-shirt, help support the cause, look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself, tasteful, in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. Wayofthebrush.com also has links for Patreon support. Huge thank you to all my patrons. And so don't forget to update your information. And Patreon support, huge thank you. I'm independent, so this is, if you want to keep this channel going and you want me to continue doing fresh tips and, helping expand your knowledge and your understanding of all these little nuanced things in this hobby, I'm more than willing to share the information that I have with you. More than willing. I'm willing, there's willing, and then there's more than willing. Whatever that is. I don't know. Is there a word for that? More than willing? I don't know. Leave a comment down below. And so huge thank you to all my patrons. And if you're considering Patreon support, I have varying tiers of support, so feel free to join at whatever one you're comfortable with. And if you're not able to support monetarily, thumbing up the video, liking, commenting, subscribing, following, ringing the bell, all that helps as well. And another big one that helps as well is the sharing of the videos. Sharing these videos around, you're on a forum and somebody says, hey, how do I paint this or that? And you can send them a link to one of my videos that says, hey, I've listened to this guy all the time, and sometimes he has good information. And so you can put it there, that helps as well. That's a big one as well. It's kind of the word of mouth type of thing, right? You spread the information around. So yeah, huge thank you. And of course, big thank you to Carl, aka Guy Muir Alfer, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always say thank you to Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. Huge thank you. I think that's it, right? We're done? Are we done? Is that my usual ending spiel? Is that usually how I end this? I'm looking at these comments here. I don't know what the hell we're talking about here. What? Ebb and flow. Shoot. Where's my posing in music bed? No. In your shirt, yeah. No, in the Way of the Brush shirt, not just in any old shirt. I want a picture of you in the Way of the Brush shirt. Add it to the Monkey Shrine. Simple little equation. People trying to mess with my rhythm here. Alrighty, I think we're done. I think did we learn something today? I mean, Captain Spaz with just the shirt. Tasteful, please. Tasteful. At least if it's tasteful. Oh man, I know. Tiro Sylvester. Shit, am I late? Like the last comment of the day. Yeah, you're late. Oh man. Take care of those brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. Right? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Maybe? Yeah. Maybe. Okay, so dad patience, yeah, dad patience. Shh. All right, so here we go. Yeah. Anyway. There's my pooch. Focus. Oh, fucking camera's not focusing. Fuck's sakes. Pooch. Hold on. Adjust this. Just this. Focus. Oh, there we go. Autofocus. We'll just do autofocus. There we go. See? Jazz. There we go. See, she's got all the bloodshot eyes now going. Jazz. That's all? That's all we get? Hmm? She's a good little doggy. We'll pet the dog? Hey? Pet the doggy? She can tell that there's a camera in her face. She knows. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Just me petting my dog. Maybe we'll do that as a full 2-hour show. Just me playing with my dog. No, she's getting old. She's getting old. Yeah. I always make the joke. Put her down. It's a terrible joke, I know, I realize, but I'm an asshole, so, that's what I do. I'm an asshole. Peep eater. As long as finger cam and groin cam don't combine, we'll be fine. Yeah. Taro. Doglet. Yeah, it's my doggy. She's female. She's, if you're wondering what breed she is, she's Sooner. She's a Sooner breed. If you're not familiar with Sooners, sooner shit in the house than outside. That's it. Yuck, yuck. Alrighty. I'm going to get the hell out of here, guys. I'm going to go get something to eat. And, yeah. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Do something productive. And, that's it. I don't know. No more words of wisdom. I've got nothing. I'm drained. I'm done. I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to go have a nap. Alrighty. Go. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Hey, Jazz, that's all we're doing? Now she's cleaning her feet. You guys really need to know. If you hear little munching sounds, it's her cleaning her feet. I hear that like in the middle of the night. Oh my God, it's so annoying. Just so annoying. Okay, we're gonna go upstairs. Okay, you go upstairs. Oh, she's already leaving now. All right, let's go upstairs. There she goes. Oh, now it's a big stretch. All right. I know this is a terribly exciting way to end the show. Now she stopped. Now she's coming back. Well, hold on. Let me end my show and then we'll leave. My dog orders me around, apparently. All right. Go. Stop. Turn this off.